First attempt with 117 kilos on the bar at the halfway stage in 5th place, representing Hungary, and without too much fuss and bother getting that to give her a total of 213 kilos to set the standard. It was Marina Dimitrova who yesterday in the combined B group plus 75 and 75 racked up a total of 205. So Christina Magat, who's looking to become a full-time weightlifting coach, sets the standard.
Power clean that weight, suggesting, I mean, this is not close to what she should be able to pull in. Might not be so strong on the jerk. Maybe she's not that good technically on a squat clean. Maybe that's why she's power cleaned it.
Yeah, she's got a personal best of 120, which is where the bar's going to for her second attempt. And just to let you know where we're going after that, it'll be Sabina Baginska, in fact, who is going to come out now and is taking the bar for her first attempt to 123 kilos as planned. Now, she got 2 out of 3 in the first part of the competition. In this, her last weightlifting competition brings to an end her career. A career which in recent times didn't reward her with a medal, but some fair results. In 2009 in Bucharest in the European Championships, she finished in the top 10, was 8th there with a total of 225. And looking for 230 today to finish her career on. She did 227 a couple of seasons ago in the Europeans, and that's just about her best total. So she's hoping that she can go out at least with a new personal record to finish it all off nicely. She's a qualified physiotherapist who already works at the Polish Olympic Center. So first attempt, 123.
She hits an absolute dead stop at the bottom of the squat when she cleans this. Maybe not a problem for her physically in terms of standing up. The weight's well within her ability in terms of leg strength. Suggests, though, that it's inefficient and maybe she's not so confident. Ideally, you would catch the bounce, as it's called, save energy, get the rebound, stand up easily, use the energy for the jerk.
So Christina Magat for Hungary now. This is a 6 kilo increase to take her to 219. Her personal target, 222. So if she does this, she's certainly within touching distance for her third attempt. For the Polish lifter, because she missed the third snatch, it's going to be hard for her to get to 230. So, good second attempt, goes to 219. Had to work quite hard though, Randy, for the clean.
Yeah, there we saw the squat clean, and absolutely agree with you. It was fairly tough for her to stand up, but then she makes the jerk, which makes it really that much more impressive that she does still manage to jerk the weight. Get some air, get set. Punches it overhead. Head was back a little bit, didn't make the lift easier for her. But it's a successful lift.
Now there's a little bit of a duel going on here between the Polish lifter and the Hungarian lifter. The Hungarian and the Polish lifter, well, it was by a kilo. The honour went to Hungary in the first half of the competition, but now at this particular moment, Baginska sensing that she can come back and maybe at the end of the afternoon beat her Hungarian rival. The bar going to 125, 2 kilo increase. Second attempt, this would take her to 220. Context, well, off the stage for a year with injury, and that's why her ambitions have to be limited. This is really her first competition of 2012, and of course, as I've explained, it's also her last competition ever in a Polish suit. Now, anticipating that she might have to walk forward with this.
Wyrównaj, mocny kopie wejście. Trzymaj, trzymaj.
Happy enough with that, I think. 125, so 220. She edges ahead of the Hungarian. And they both got one left.
Not the biggest weight, but here, watch. Good example. Lifter adjusting the bar, and then gets the air in her chest. Those two things are to put everything in the right position for the jerk. Adjusting the bar so the bar's sitting in the right place, the air in the chest so there's a stable base when she dips and drives for the jerk.
Yeah, and the Polish lifter, Baginska, she didn't get a personal record in the first half of the competition, but she's equaled her personal best with that lift, so an opportunity to go just that little bit further. Now, this is Magat, and it's only gone up 3 kilos for her, 126. Now, she weighed in at 99.63. Baginska is the heaviest of the class, so effectively, if Magat lifts this, she will go 220. No, sorry, she will go 222. And remember, she's also got lighter body weight. No, and she couldn't stand up with it. It was pretty tough the previous time, and it means that at least Baginska has taken one scalp here, so can't be ranked worse than 5th. And she's put it to 130. So that would take her to 225. It's not a lifetime best in terms of a total, but in fact, just having a look, this is changing all the time now, but I think it has to be Baginska who comes in for 130. Kathleen Schöpper has put up her opener to 135, and that's a 5 kilo increase. Yulia Dovgal, who took the silver medal in the first part, planning on 140, and that stays where it is. So, Randy, the last lift of her career. Never made the biggest headlines, but was supported by the Polish team. And this is hopefully a really good attempt to give her 5 out of 6.
You know, a big increase, 5 kilo increase.
Yeah.
Ostra końcówkę w górę.
Must be a weight she really wanted. She doesn't get those elbows around. Imagine breaking a pencil, wooden pencil. That gives you an idea of the mechanics of getting the elbows turned around on the bar. It's going to happen right there, and see how they're down low? She needs to crank them around, lift them up violently.
So she's left on 220 and finishes in 5th place in the ranking for 2012. Now, onto the stage, Kathleen Schöpper, whose home is in Chemnitz in the eastern part of Germany. 135, and not satisfied with the first half of the competition. This, I know for a fact, is the discipline where she feels a lot more comfortable and a lot more confident. And straight away, a personal best.
And wasted no time getting on the board. Looks good in the jerk, too. Here's the pull. racks the bar. There's the elbows that we talked about, gets them up high, keeps the bar secure, slow dip, which is what you need, drives by straightening out the legs, secures the bar overhead, waits for the down signal. 3 referees, she only needs 2 to pass the lift, but she gets all 3. Here it comes. You can see how secure the bar is. Dip, straighten those legs out violently, punches it overhead. Lots of confidence on the jerk. You can see it in every step.
Stop the clock, 138.
Great shot of how the feet split. Feet go back and one goes forward, one goes back. The reason for that is lowers the body under the bar. You've used the legs to drive the bar up, and then you get your body under it by splitting the feet. Frank Mantek there on the right of the screen, German coach. She'll have a second attempt. 139 is what she's showing.
Next change, 179.
Be following herself. Lifters, tend to be sort of spread out still in this class, so they will be following themselves. More of a problem potentially in clean and jerk, where you might want that extra rest, having the lifter coming in between an attempt you completed and your next one.
Well, this is another chunky increase here because it's 4 pounds, but it's into territory 139. Up from 135 is 4 pounds, 4 kilos.
Kilos, that's what I said. I'm sorry. Everybody knew what you meant. Looking at her hands. One of the things I noticed right away when she was on the bar is she's got a really wide grip on the clean. I kind of noticed it in the first attempt. That her hands are almost out to the snatch mark, leaning forward a bit. Gonna drop the bar, can't keep it racked here. She doesn't have the best body build as far as proportions, leg-wise, upper body for securing the bar in this bottom position. A lot of top lifters will be built the opposite in terms of longer upper body, shorter legs, leaves them more vertical when they're squatting, keeps the bar in a more secure position. Built the other way, long legs, short upper body, you're leaning forward in the squat position, which makes it more precarious.
Just walking away there in the red, that was Julia Dovgal, who's due to come in at 140. Konovalova of Russia, 150, 177 for Katerina. Interesting to see whether she's going to try to do what she couldn't do in the first half, Katerina, and that's build it up and then successfully go for a clean and jerk world record. At least for a European record, I would say that's on at 181 kilos. That's her own European record. I think she could certainly go for that. Whether she can get to the 187 of Yang Miran, that's a different cup of tea. But Julia Dovgal going to 140, and Catherine Schöpper also putting it up to 140 to give her a little bit more recovery time. So Julia Dovgal, silver medalist in the first half, behind Katerina. The European champion of 2005.
Facial expression when she completed that lift told the whole story. She staggered around a little bit on that jerk. Starts with a very wide foot position, racks the bar here. She's leaning forward actually a little bit, it looks like, when she jerks, which isn't good. Didn't seem to affect the jerk, but the feet don't seem that secure when she splits and then has to bring them back in alignment. There's that staggered around, extra movement.
In terms of numbers, Randy, quite interesting actually, because when she won in 2005 in Sofia, she snatched 120 kilos, clean and jerked 140 for 260, and Dovgal on 123 at the moment. sorry, 123 she brought forward from the snatch phase, 263. And at the age of 28, still moving forward. Now, 141. They've not got deterred by the failure at 139. $6 increase to take it to 248. Not in the head.
Exactly right. Just deadlifts it. It can be scary going under a clean, and when you've missed one, it really underlines in your mind what can go wrong. And one of the things that can go wrong is you fear breaking a wrist or getting crushed when you go under it. Here the switch goes off.
Well, when you say that, if you put it into context in terms of kilos, here she was going into the 140s on a competition stage for the first time, and her recent achievement record in the London Test event, she did 134. In the World Championships, she did 134. In the European Championships last year, she did 131. A couple of years ago, 133. So that was a huge increase for her. And now Konovalova, who I think given the numbers that she's lifted as a junior world champion and an under-23 European champion, a little disappointing, and opening up in this second half on 150. Interested to see how far she can go and how she's going to work the advances. I wouldn't be surprised to see 5 kilos going straight on for the next attempt.
She's going to really stick this jerk. And for how relatively lean she is, long and lean, it's that much more impressive. Fairly narrow split in the jerk suggests it's easy for her to get that bar overhead.
Now, talking about big increases, 10 kilos. This is a situation where she's going for broke against the young Russian. I would say just about okay. There was quite a bit of movement in the arms, but I don't think they unlocked. Well, they did unlock, apparently.
Well, the right arm. Watch the right arm and see. I think she was, I don't want to say trying to con people, but she was trying to boost her chances of a good lift by showing a lot of confidence after. Oh, I just made a great lift. Sometimes, you know,
not the best of angles to see that right arm.
Yeah, that right arm there was it? I think that was the offender.
But you couldn't really tell from that, to be honest.
But you had to be eagle-eyed. There, you could see it more easily.
So that's a setback because the bar can never go down. So she is where she is, and she's got to have another attempt at this.
It's within her ability. I think even though she missed it, she demonstrated she can handle this weight.
And actually, the Russians waiting. They're just waiting because Konovalova just waiting to see whether Dovgal can make this before they actually move up. I mean, the bar's sitting on 151. I'm absolutely certain she's not going to take that.
Oh, yeah. I think they'll take a fairly hefty increase looking at how easily she managed that opening weight of 150.
But you see, what was interesting is if she gets this, Dovgal takes it to 273, which is 2 kilos ahead of the Russian. That's why getting that second attempt was so important, and then having one final card to play. Well, this time, I think we're all right. 3 white lights, and she gets that 10 kilo increase and does indeed go 2 kilos ahead of the younger of the 2 Russian lifters.
The bar will go to fully extended arms here. You'll see a little waver, but no big deal. They don't unlock.
Actually, I'm fooling myself here. Konovalova is actually not the younger of the 2, Kasharina. Yeah, we can never believe how young Kasharina is. Kasharina's 21 and Konovalova is actually 23. And almost rushing out to some purpose. 153 on the bar. I'm a bit surprised at that, Randy.
Well, I guess it shows that they want to secure the medal. You know, it's kind of interesting. I was surprised too, but it's to get the medal.
Yeah.
It's to lock that up, and then they'll take maybe a big increase on the third.
Yeah, Absolutely right. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, I was just thinking, yeah, if Dovgal hadn't made it, but she did make it, so therefore she's put a little bit of pressure onto the less experienced Russian. Let's put it that way.
Oh, you know, for good reason they took that weight.
Well, she had 2 misses, Konovalova, in the first half of the competition. And now the pressure comes onto her young shoulders.
Yeah. And talking about shoulders, watch the bar. It's going to bounce right out there. And she dumps it.
Well, she did 160 in the under-23 European. She weighed in there at 90 kilos. That's last autumn. And she's got an extra 5 kilos of body weight. So a bit surprised, actually.
Not really strength, maybe so much as timing. Let's see if she can make a slight technical adjustment coming out for this 3rd attempt.
Of course, the significance of this is that Dovgal, through her clean lifting in the first part of the competition, nicked the silver away. She put all 3 in. Konovalova missed her last 2, and Dovgal perhaps a little bit surprised to find herself getting the silver. Then in this second half, having realized that maybe there was a weakness, that she wanted to exploit it, and that's why she took the 10 kilo increase. So essentially this lift now is to give her the lead in the clean and jerk, the lead in the total. Katerina, her teammate, waiting in the wings, but ultimately nothing worse than a clean and jerk silver and a clean and an overall silver, if she makes it. If she doesn't make it, then Dovgal will stay ahead. Better clean. Better finish.
She's got a strong jerk. I would say once again, racking up, I mean, I don't want to say it's precarious, but there wasn't a lot to spare. She's not super secure in this bottom position as far as where the bar is. Right there. I think she's eager to stand up, and that pitches the body forward a little bit, makes it slightly vulnerable, but this jerk, she sticks this.
So she does go into the lead, and we're just left with one competitor, and it's all about her own ambitions. She has to put in a good lift, though, that said, to retain the title. Now, Tatiana Katerina started her winning weight in Bucharest in 2009 in the European division. She won the title there with 280. In Minsk in 2010, she won it with 297. In Kazan, on her own Russian stage, or at least a Tatarstan stage, 327. So quite a lot of progress over 2 years. So 177. This is 4 kilos short of her own European clean and jerk record, and it's 10 short of the world record. No mistake there. So that's the championship.
And it looked quite easy, quite manageable, don't you think?
Yep, that was workmanlike, and to be honest, although she's had some reverses in the last 6 months, now this is where we really can study her character. Can she come back from
Well, you know,
the odd fault, the odd mistake, the odd slip? Because it's one thing here on a European stage, but the Olympics is so unforgiving.
yeah, you know, one point right away in her favor, they didn't lower that opener after ending not quite where they wanted to. Cleaning the bar. Could be something serious going on. Let's see what kind of an increase she goes for.
Well, if you were going to go to 181, I think they'd go 182 to get the European record. I think that would be that would be 5 kilos. It wouldn't be ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that would increase the European clean and jerk record. So that might be, and that would actually, 182 would then leave her 5 kilos short of the world record. If things were going well, would she put 6 on and attack Yang Miran's world clean and jerk record?
I'm still hoping that they swing for the fences here. I want to see a big increase.
Well, there are a lot of permutations, and she's got 1 minute and 44 seconds at her disposal at the moment. They're just humming and hawing as to where they want to go. She and her coach, Safronov. And I think everybody waiting here, coming down to inside 1.5 minutes, being very canny. And where's it gone?
Here comes the weight change. Let's see what it is. Okay.
Well, 185 is actually a new European record. It's not a new world record, but they've decided not to just go for a kilo increase on the European record. And also, of course, the total 185 added to the 145. That actually gives her, what, 430? No, I'm just having it 330.
Well, while you're adding that, this is a huge increase. If successful, positions her neatly for a shot at the world record.
Well, this is a clean and jerk European record at senior level. It's a clean European total attempt, and now
stop the presses. They've
they come down to 183.
Yeah. Reel me in.
So, after all of that. Now, so forget about everything I've said in the last 30 seconds. What they're going for now is a senior European clean and jerk and total record.
Only 4 kilos shy of the world record. To put this in significance, big weight here.
So this is for 328, which would actually equal the senior world record, but it wouldn't break it. Second attempt. This time we look good. No mistakes there. And Tatiana Kasharina, 21 years of age. Now she has the chance to attack the world record.
Remember, this is over 400 pounds. Split quite wide, quite deep under the bar. Solid jerk. Looks strong with the bar overhead.
So 328, that actually, as I said, equals the world total record set by Zhu Lulu. And that 328 was set in Paris at the World Championships, where Kasharina lost her title to Zhu Lulu by a kilo.
So she's moving like a python around these world records. Started with the snatch, she got that, going after the clean and jerk, and the final thing, the total final thing will be the jerk, and then she would have all 3, but that's sort of the progression.
Now,
I'm saying it's going to happen.
Well, the bar's on 184. Now that extra kilo would actually be enough to take the overall total world record. It wouldn't be enough to take the clean and jerk record. It's just a question of what they want to do. Remember, she's young, 21, and it's gone to 185. That's an extra 2 kilos. Now, again, that effectively, that'll obviously increase all the European records, the clean and jerk and the total, but it will be a new world record attempt for the overall, but still it'll be short of the clean and jerk world record of 187 by Yang Miran.
Which is what she'll set her sights for in London.
Yeah, I think that's right, and I think there are several messages going out here. Messages going to our competitors and opponents around the world, but also messages going to the Russian selectors.
Here comes
188.
We called it at the beginning of the show. It's happening. This is a great moment. Took a shot, 2 shots at the world record in the snatch, and she's going for this.
And remember, Randy, the World Championships of 2009, the 187 that Yang Mirang had to pull out was to keep the world title. That's how significant that was. She had no choice. Now, Tatiana Kasharina, this represents a 5-kilo increase.
And I'd say as long as she really goes to this, whether she makes it or not, is not that important. This is sending a huge message to the rest of the weightlifting world.
So this attempt, her final lift in the women's over 75-kilo Championship of Europe, is to set new world clean and jerk and total records, and also, of course, at the European level as well. 45 seconds. No difference for her than any other lifter. The first part must be done with great economy. And the first part was not there today. She does have records though, and ends on 3:28, so she's increased the European records. She's sent a message saying, I'm ready to attack the world records. Well, she had to go with it.
You know, absolutely. Bar maybe could have been just a bit higher. Elbows definitely had to be faster coming around. She didn't succeed with either the snatch or the clean and jerk world record. But you know what? She's proven she's in the hunt. This has been quite an Olympics.
Quite an Olympics?
Quite an Olympics, absolutely. What we're getting set up for. Look at this. You know, can you imagine what she's going to be doing in London and what this battle is going to be? This is the foretaste of what's coming.
Yes, and it's going to be interesting to see, you know, who actually is going to be against her. Obviously, China, I'm sure, are going to come out. Yang Mirang, we really don't know what's going to happen there. The Asian Championships are just around the corner. We'll get a better idea after that to see whether Asia or who from Asia will be put up as a contender. But someone surely is going to take on Kasharina. Zhu Lulu, well, only a kilo between them, so Kasharina will still think that she can come back and take her revenge.
Head coach David Riegert, their famous lifter in his earlier days, head coach now for Russia, giving Kasharina a big hug. He's going, I don't know, I missed it, I don't know.
Yeah. But handling, you know, the failures a lot better than the World Championships. The World Championships, where she lost the title, was where we saw tears for the first time. So clean and jerk, Kasharina, she wraps up 3 more medals for Russia, which essentially makes sure that Russia will finish top of the European medal table. And in the runners-up spot, by the way, that's her 4th European title in a row, and certainly in terms of opposition, the easiest one. Overall, in the medals, Kasharina ahead of Konovalova, who takes overall silver, and then Yulia Dovgal, the overall bronze. But quite a gulf between gold, silver, and bronze. 328 down to 274 and 273. Schoppe of Germany finishing in 4th place. And Konovalova, well, the statistics speak there, only 50% for the 23-year-old Russian. Interesting to see where her career is going to take her in the next couple of years, because the way that Kasharina's lifting, she's going to be in the shadow of Kasharina for quite a while. Dovgal, who having transferred to Azerbaijan from the Ukraine, still moving forward, and she'll be pretty happy to have got a bronze medal in the clean and jerk and a bronze medal in the overall to go with the silver that she got in the first half of the competition. And there you can see some pretty big gaps. Not a vintage edition of the women's European super heavyweights. Sometimes happens in the Olympic year with people preparing. But Kasharina, who burst on the scene some 4 seasons ago, at the moment very much in the European division, the supreme leader. And as I said, Randy, you're on your way out to the Asian Championships in a couple of weeks' time. It'll be fascinating to talk to you to see who emerges to take her on.
Yeah, will we see the woman who will be representing China? Will we see her at the Asian Championships?
Yeah, indeed. I mean, we'll see people, I guess, like Eli Opologi from Samoa. But, you know, when you look at her in the IWF World Rankings 5th, whereas Katarina 2nd, but that's a difference of 281 up to 327. So, again, that's a pretty big gulf. The Chinese, of course, they've got Meng Suping, who total up 304 in Tongling. But, you know, there are not